Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to RLCS Overtime. I'm your host, Wave Punk, and we've got a James Bott and a finable carpet here. Guys, how are you feeling today?
Incredible.
Incredible.
Astoundingly amazing.
How do you feel about that carpet?
Better than him.
I feel better than you feeling better than me.
Feel better than you.
So much good feelings right now. I love it so much. We've got a great show in store for you guys today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to make some predictions. We're going to talk about the World Championship. We're going to have a 1v1 with Jake from OCE. It'll be a lot of fun. But first, we want to talk about the OCE Finals that just happened. And as always, anytime we talk about OCE, we're going to talk to Yummy Cheese Man. Yummy's on the line. How you doing, friend?
I'm excellent. I'm even better than Carpet's going.
What?
So.
That's so much.
I'm better than him.
So he was. How you were doing great,
I was
right?
better than Carpet. So if we need to figure out how much better Yummy Cheeseman's feeling than Carpet to determine.
I think on the hierarchy.
1v1.
Oh, he wants a 1v1. That's what he
He's
wants.
doing better.
All right, that's fine.
He's feeling better today
we'll
during overtime. Yes, I like this idea. Let's talk, Yummy. You guys just had your finals for Throwdown. It was quite a crazy series. So many series going the full length. We had Game 5 overtime goals to decide who made things places. It was incredible. How did you feel about it, man?
It was probably the best set of finals I've ever seen. Crazy matches. We had the Game 5 overtime, into a Game 7 overtime, into another Game 7, straight in a row, and they were RLCS qualifying matches. Absolutely ridiculous, and it sort of the level of play made me very sad that not all teams could even make it through to the RLCS.
Yeah, they weren't able to make it all the way. That was how I felt watching. I was like, man, I'm really sad for both the teams that don't make it because they all looked so good. But this was our box score from our final match of the day. This was Alpha Sydney qualifying, taking the #1 seed in the OCE region. But both Alpha Sydney and Jam Gaming making it into RLCS LAN.
Yeah, and Jake really stepped up in these series too. We saw Drippe kind of fall off, the MVP of OCE, after a couple of games earlier in the day where he missed a lot of backboards. You saw he lost a lot of confidence, but it was great because it allowed Jake to really step up and take that carry role that you don't normally see him in.
Are these the two teams that you would have expected prior to the day beginning? Are these the two teams that you would have expected to be in the final?
Yeah, you could see Alpha Sydney and Jam, especially as Jam coming in at the beginning of the day, did seem to start trying new things. And that's always a good sign that they're playing different. They're trying to do something better. They've been putting in the work. But I would have also been happy, or likely seen Sandcastle there in the grand final too. It's so close in the end as well.
No, I remember watching and thinking, man, I think it was Jam versus Sandcastle. We're in a qualifier. The loser would drop out of the tournament in the lower bracket. And I was like, man, I so want both these teams to make it. They both look so good.
And then even in the series before that, I think it was Alpha Sydney versus Sandcastle, and it was all the way into the final game in overtime. The next goal will get you to Los Angeles for the RLCS World Championship. I was at the edge of my seat. That was an incredible series to watch. But Sandcastle, that was the big surprise for me, is how well they played. Because when I've been watching, all I hear about is Jam and Alpha Sydney. Sandcastle, though, they came so close.
I honestly thought they were, like, after watching all four teams play in those first two games, I thought Sandcastle was easily going to be in the top. And I guess, Yummy, to direct this more towards you, going throughout the series, I'm sure things maybe changed from game to game how people were performing. Is there any particular team that you're like, after this first round, I think they're going to do it, and then something changed? Or did it kind of just go according to plan throughout the day?
I think right at the start, as I said, Drippe was playing immense. He got 7 goals in that first series, up against one more, and then that switched up. On the other side, Bango from Jam Gaming at the very start of the day. He started soft, slow, in the defense too much, and he rotated in a lot more. It's a brand new Bango than we've ever seen, and by the time that they warmed into it, even though it's a brand new style, they were able to adapt, and that's why they got through to the grand final.
Yeah, it was incredible to watch y'all's finals. Great games all the way around. Now we want to look forward at the World Championship. Alpha Sydney and Jam Gaming have qualified for Los Angeles here, and we will see them compete against NA and EU. And here are their first matchups. We'll have Alpha Sydney going against Denial, and we'll have Northern Gaming facing off against Jam Gaming. I want to start with Alpha Sydney here. Give me your thoughts of them facing off against Denial, Yummy.
I just love seeing that both of the teams are there in the first place. But Alpha Sydney up against Denial. I think that is a very winnable match here for Alpha Sydney. They're confident going in, and I think that they'll actually be upset if they don't win that match. That's how confident they are in themselves and in the abilities of Denial, who we have seen in the past, but only Sad Jr. on that team has experience, and Alpha Sydney have a lot of experience on LAN, and in particular, on LAN they're starting to get to the point after their 4th LAN that they're actually looking quite formidable and almost close to where they're getting to online, which has been unprecedented so far in the OCE scene. So, up against Denial eSports, I think I'm confident that they can make it at least a close match.
And Alpha Sydney is a team that has, like you said, played many, many LANs, but no LAN has been nearly as big as this one. Do you think that the scope of the stage they're on is going to affect their play?
Oh, of course. Being in front of millions is so much different to being in front of 50,000. So it is a much bigger experience, but Alpha Sydney, they're not the kind of team to really worry too much about the number of people out there. They're more concerned about whether they're playing badly or not. So if they play a little badly, then they'll start getting upset with themselves.
Yeah, for sure. So, looking at Alpha Sydney will be going up against Denial. You feel like that will be something that they'll be upset if they're not able to get the win there. But on the other side, a team with so much more story behind them, a team that is a dynasty here in Rocket League. Northern Gaming is who Jam Gaming has to compete against. Talk to me about this matchup. How is Jam feeling right now?
Well, Jam at least have the small advantage that it's going to be Turbo Pulsar there at LAN instead of Maestro, which is a big change-up. And any kind of change-up could make a difference. We don't know how much they've been practicing with Turbo Pulsar, but Jam Gaming, this is their shot. They've been practicing really hard. They've been coached by OverZero, Season 1 World Champion of late, and they're still improving. And I really like to see the change in play style that they've made, because coming in, you know, just 2 weeks ago I said, ooh, Jam, I think at the World Championship their style is not going to play well because they rely too many times on their opponent's mistakes. But now they're starting to tighten up their game. They're getting some really sick ground passing going, and they look like they could do something. And I really am interested to see how that series goes, because even if they lose that, how well they go there determines how far they'll go in the lower bracket.
So do you think that Jam Gaming is the second best team to represent OCE, because they went down very early in the tournament and it did not look good for them. They really didn't have, it seemed like, any convincing victories. Do you think that Jam Gaming is the second best team here for OCE?
I think it just depends on the day, right? On that day, Sandcastle played 14 games in a row, and that probably went to Jam's favor. But in the end, Jam did prove that they could play under pressure, and they made the lower bracket run. So they proved that at least they're equal second. And it's really interesting because currently the power rankings in OCE also has 3 teams tied at second.
Wow, yeah, and just a bit of a rebut. I felt like Jam Gaming was on point in many ways during the finals. There were some pass plays they were pulling off where I felt like, you know, I was watching it with you, Carpet. I was like, these are some of the plays that I feel like this, if they bring this to LAN, the NA and EU is going to have to look out. They are looking just as strong, and as we've pointed out a few times, some of the NA and EU teams here towards the end of the season have been struggling a bit. So my final question to you, Yummy, we know who the teams are here going to LAN. How are they faring? How far are they getting? Give me your predictions for OCE in the World Championship.
I'm going to give Alpha Sydney number 5. They're going to beat Denial, and they're going to take it really close to Mocket. They may even beat Mocket. If they beat Mocket, they can make 3rd. But if they don't, which is probably pretty likely, I think they'll go lower bracket, and they'll win one more game before being knocked out by either Flipside Tactics or NRG in the lower bracket, because we do know that those two are versing each other.
Yeah, they like to. Yeah. They like to be in the lower bracket.
For sure. Well, good to hear that he's going to put aside the trash talk for just a second. Like, give us a real answer there. Yummy, thanks so much for talking to us. I cannot wait to see you at the World Championship, and we will see you guys there. Good luck with everything. Good luck on your flights.
Bye, everyone.
See you later, bud.
Bye, Yummy.
See you soon.
See you soon. It is coming up so quickly. Guys, it's going to be a great show. We're going to talk to Jake next here from Alpha Sydney, get his perspective on how their finals went and everything. It'll be great. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.